Pat, your first win as head coach of FC Cincinnati. Your thoughts on the match and what that moment means to you?
Well, it was a neat feeling, but a better feeling for our group. It was not our best performance. I think that was pretty clear, but I was really pleased that these guys found a way to get 3 points on a night where there was a lot of things that we could have improved on as far as managing the score, both halves, managing specifically the last 30-45 minutes, just ideas with the ball, being a little bit more brave and how we could play forward and just connecting the right passes and the right ideas with the final pass. But I don't want to be too critical because the group worked hard for 90 plus minutes. And while last week we didn't get the result on a night where we probably deserved it, tonight we found a way to get 3 points, and that was important for this group going into the weekend back home.
All right, Pat, Brennan in person, go ahead.
Ooh, Pat, congrats.
Thank you.
I guess first of all, you made an interesting tactical change toward the end of the first half, and the substitution, Ian for Isaac, was not like for like.
Right.
What made you want to tip the balance in that way at that moment?
I just think we needed a presence on both sides of the ball on our left side. I think we were mindful of the threat of Rouen and running behind, and I think we maybe gave him too much respect and dropped off too much. I think the goal changed how we approached the remainder of the half because we stopped getting pressure to the ball in an effective way. And so the thought with getting Isaac on there was to give us a better balance, with getting pressure to the ball on our left side. But also when we did win the ball, having another option higher up the field to be able to get us out of pressure and start our attacks, get us out in transition. So, I thought in the second half, defensively, it looked a little bit better, just as far as them being able to break us down specifically on that side of the field. We still conceded a lot of moments just based on not being, clean with the ball and really careless with some turnovers in dangerous areas. And they're a good team, and they know how to space the field. They know how to play through pressure. They know how to get numbers in the box. And so I think it was an improvement in the second half, but it was having more of a presence on that side of the field, primarily for the change.
All right, Laurel, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
I'm just wondering what this means for you personally. It had been, I know you weren't part of it, but it had been since September 11th that this team had gotten a win. I don't know if you felt the weight of that at all, but just what's it like for you to be able to lead this group, especially relatively early in the season, to get this kind of weight off the shoulders?
I think it's important for this group to win early. Obviously the past hasn't been so kind as far as results and how the seasons have finished, but coming off of a really good performance last weekend without the result, I think this was an important win, and just for the confidence of the group and moving into our fourth game, having won a game, and understanding that this group is going to win, and it's going to we're moving in the right direction. And so I was just pleased for us as a group to win this game. It wasn't so much myself. It's nice to get that out of the way, of course, but it was important for our group to understand what it feels like, winning and winning on the road and winning against a good team. It's a better feeling than the last 2 weeks, that's for sure.
All right, Tyler Snipes, go ahead.
Thank you, Pat, and congratulations on the win. If you could talk about the goals a little bit and just how pleased you were with, they came off of quality assists, obviously with Luciano in the first one. That was a really, really nice play. And then obviously Dom kind of adding to his sizzle reel there on the second one. Not only scoring, but the way that you scored. How do you rate that?
Well, it's opportunities that these guys have seen, in training and in our first two games where we didn't finish plays off. I thought Brandon took that first goal very well as far as how he received it, how he set up the keeper to finish it off. That was a really good finish. Obviously, a great pass. We've talked a lot about how we can get in behind in central positions and having our strikers, having our attackers being able to shape their body to receive it and take a touch and finish off in tight spaces. And Brandon did that well. And then the second goal, a great effort from Dom on the flank to be able to hold off Ruan and then, pick his head up and put in a dangerous cross. That's not an easy ball to head. And for Brandon to be able to take it with that much pace on it and put it on frame was, it was impressive. So, two nice goals, and I'll be critical of him because he could have had, one or two more, but certainly pleased with his effort on the evening.
Pat, Brandon, back on site. Back to you.
Yeah. Pat, all things considered, is this a game that you feel like you'll be able to point back to as the season goes along, or maybe were there too many deficiencies for your liking tonight?
No, we can definitely look back at this and say, okay, in a moment where you haven't won in your first two games and you're going on the road against a good team, if the result doesn't go our way, how long does that feeling of when can we win a game, how are we going to win a game, how long does that last? So we've eliminated that thought, and now it's how do we use momentum from this game to go back and have a similar result but with a better performance next week. And I think this win can early in the season help this group with confidence and belief and hopefully get us on the right track as far as results and the confidence to go step on the field and win against whoever we're matched up against.
All right, Laurel, back over to you.
Thanks. Alec Kann, had some great saves today. I know we talked about him this week as well. Just the progress you saw from week 1 to week 2. Can you talk a little bit about his performance today and how he really saved you guys some goals?
Yeah, well, that's why Alec's here. You saw in the last 2 games what he's about. We don't win that game tonight without Alec. He makes some incredible saves early on. Very, very calm presence. And they were throwing a lot at him, throwing a lot at our back line. And I thought he was a real presence and made the saves that, you need your keeper to make when you're not, when you're not on the night. And he did that for us and helped us get 3 points.
All right, last question will go to Pat Brennan.
Pat, what I will ask you is about the personnel deficits.
Right.
I think three guys unexpected to us on the outside ahead of the match that we learned about. How do you weigh those absences? Does it how do you weigh those absences given the performance? And
Well, it's a credit to the guys that were on the field tonight to get a result without some key players. You lose 3 bodies during the week for various reasons, and it's always an opportunity for players to step up. And I thought some of the guys did that tonight, and it showed that we can win with whoever is on the field for this group, despite those key absences. So again, I was pleased with the guys that got the result tonight. You know, it just shows the character and the fight of the group, and it shows that, you know, we have players that can help us get results when we lose key players throughout the course of the season.
All right, everybody, we have goalkeeper Alec Kann. Alec, just want to give your thoughts on your first win with FC Cincinnati and the performance tonight.
Yeah, it's a huge relief for, you know, me and the group to kind of get that monkey off of our back and, you know, get 3 points on the board and something to build on. I thought last week we deserved more than what we got in the game against DC. And, you know, tonight, I think on the balance of play, maybe a bit fortunate to get the 3 points, but, you know, we had to dig in, and that's what it takes to win in this league.
All right, Laurel, go ahead.
With Brandon Vazquez scoring in the 13th minute, did you feel like, did you see the group kind of react a little differently, kind of dropping back a little more? How did you feel like the team kind of handled that, and then just overcoming that possession disadvantage? What did you see from the group today?
Yeah, we spoke about it at halftime a little bit. We stopped playing a little bit after Brandon scored, and that invited some pressure from them, and that kind of culminated in their goal pretty close to halftime. But, you know, we weathered the storm and kept it at 1-1, and Brandon came up big with another goal, and we were able to see it out in the end.
Pat Brennan on site, go ahead.
Okay. Alec, when Ian Murphy comes off for Isaac, you know, Orlando had been crashing the box pretty hard at that point. And then I guess you've got one less defender playing immediately in front of you. But like Pat was just in here talking about how the idea with Isaac was obviously to just try to tip the balance back toward the other side of the field a little bit. How did that feel for you in that moment? Did you feel like did that work for you?
Yeah, I feel like in the first half, they were kind of overrunning us in the wide areas with Ruan and Moutinho, creating 2v1s out there with Ian or Alvis. And, you know, those can be very difficult matchups, and that's what Orlando's looking for. So at halftime, the coaching staff made, you know, some key adjustments and moved Baji back to left wing and brought on Isaac on the right. And they were able to, you know, give us some help and filter more plays towards the middle of the field, keeping them from getting around the back of us.
Laurel, back over to you.
Thank you. And congratulations, by the way, on the win. You had 5 saves. It might have felt like more than that. You were getting peppered with some pretty hard shots. Just how did you feel about your individual performance today? And what do you take from this personally?
I mean, this is my job. My job is to keep the ball out of the net, stop shots, keep us in games. And I thought that's what I did tonight. You know, all credit to the guys in the back line and everyone who put in a shift defensively, making blocks towards the end of the game, keeping the ball from even getting to me. And that's how you win games on the road in this league. It's not easy, and it's not always going to be pretty, but sometimes that's what it takes.
Pat, back to you.
Yeah, Alec, one of the things Pat said was that this isn't like tonight's performance wasn't the best he's seen you guys play. But of the good that took place out there, what would you like to see? What are some of the things you'd like to see carry over from this performance?
The fight, the unity from the group, the togetherness, you know, the determination to see out and hold on to a lead, you know, because we gave up the lead in the first half and then we scored again. And, you know, if we were to concede and let them come back into it at 2-2, that would have been really disappointing to just leave here with a point. So I think there's a lot of positives from that. I think defensively, we did a really good job. I mean, Orlando causes a ton of problems in many different ways, and they created some chances, but on the whole, you know, we saw it out.
All right, we have time for 2 more questions, one each. Laurel, go ahead.
Thank you for your time. What do you think that this win says about this group? I mean, you guys, I think a lot of people had written you guys off, especially after the first game. You guys played really well last week, didn't get the result, but then found a way to do it today when, like you said, it wasn't the best performance. What do you think that says about this group? And do you think maybe it's kind of a statement to the rest of the league that maybe you guys can do a little bit more than expected?
You know, after the first game, obviously people were disappointed, and we heard some of that as well. You know, that's not the standard that we expect here. Thankfully, we bounced back well against DC and should have gotten more out of that game than we did. And tonight we, got the 3 points that we deserved. It says a lot about the group of guys that we have, the leadership, the experience that we brought in, and just the togetherness of this group is going to be huge, because winning in this league it's hard, and it takes all 28 guys on the roster, not just the guys that are playing each week, to do their job. And that's what people have been doing the last 2 weeks, and the results have been shown on the field.
All right, final question to Pat.
Thanks, Pat. Not to minimize what other people did, but it seemed like Jeff Cameron had a very strong night tonight in front of you. What did you have any take on his performance?
He's a world-class player. He's played at the highest level for at least a decade now, and we're fortunate to have him. And it's still a learning curve with me, Tyler, the rest of the back line. We haven't played together very much, and I think it's getting better every time we step on the field. The understanding between the 3 or 4 of us, with Nick as well, who had a great game as well. So closing guys down, box defending, like they put in a real shift, and this win is on those guys.
All right, we'll go and get right into questions. Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, Brandon, what we were kind of just joking about it before the mic went on, but how does it feel to have a game like this?
Feels great. Feels amazing. It feels like hard work is paying off. The team definitely deserve this. I mean, regardless of results, the past couple of weeks, I feel like we've been playing great, and I think we've been manifesting it all week in training. We've been training really well and putting in the work, and we deserve it.
Burrow, over to you.
Thank you. Congratulations on the win and the brace. Just what did that first goal, especially just you guys hadn't scored this season yet. What kind of weight was that off your shoulders just to be able to see that ball hit the back of the net?
For sure. I mean, for me personally, it's, last season I had most of the season like being so close, just hitting the post, just being like really close. And then as soon as the first one went in, it was just like floodgates open and the rest came. And I feel like it's the same this season. In preseason, I was really close a bunch of games, a bunch of the preseason games, and it wasn't coming out for me the way it was at the end of last season. And last game I had one that was barely offsides, and I feel like with this momentum that I'm on, I just want to keep going the rest of the season this way, and just help the team as much as I can, and get as many points as we can this season.
All right, Pat, back to you.
Yeah, Brandon, when Pat was in here, and I'm sure he would have said this to you guys, he said this wasn't the best performance that he's seen this group give, over the first 2 matches, preseason before that. But I mean, how encouraging is it to know that, well, just to see out the result on a night when it wasn't this group's best,
Mm-hmm.
and you were down, personnel wise. Just how big is that for the progress of this project?
I feel like away games are always tough, and especially I feel like I played here in Orlando plenty of times. It's always a sloppy game that's, it's just fighting, and it's just grit, and it's just getting the 3 points however you can. And it's like you said, it's not pretty, it's not the best we've played, but we just gotta grind it out and just win no matter what. And I feel like we did that well tonight.
Burrow, back to you.
I asked this of Alec, and wanted to ask you as well. Just what do you think it says about the team? Just everyone kind of looks at the past 3 years and the first game and how that went, and kind of writes you off. You guys played really well last week, came so close to a result, but then to win, like Pat was saying, the way that you guys did, what do you think it says about you guys, and what's different about this group?
We're optimistic. Yeah, we know how the past has been for this club, and we know the quality of players we have. We see it in training every day, and I feel like we truly believe we are invested and we believe in ourselves and we believe in this group, and we're really close. And like I said, we just believe, and I think that's the most important thing. Everybody is together and everybody actually like feels it in them that we can win, and I think we've been doing that the past couple of weeks, regardless of results.
Pat, go ahead.
Yeah, Brandon, even though, like we've been discussing, it wasn't the team's best performance, for the good that occurred out there, what would you like to see carry over from this match? Maybe something that you guys take with you well into the future.
For sure. I think what we did really good this game was like just get the result, because there's been so many games in the past where in the last 20, 15, 10 minutes or overtime, 98th minute of the game, we just let a result go. And I feel like we did a good job of holding that result and locking the back down. And I think we need to keep doing that, and we're just going to get results that way.
Laurel, go ahead.
I wanted to ask, excuse me, since this is Pat Noonan's first win with you guys, just what does it mean for you guys to be able to give that to him, and just what does it do for the buy-in with this group under the new staff?
For sure. Everybody believes in what the staff is trying to imply in the team and the way they want us to play. Everyone's invested. And, we're all happy as a team, results like this definitely give us a push, and it just shows us how we can be a team like this, a very strong team that's probably one of the best in the East. So we just need to keep this mentality going and keep this rhythm, and I think we could do amazing things this season.
All right, time for one or two more. Pat, go ahead.
Cool. We talked with Dom after the game last week, and how well you guys have been playing together early on. He was super supportive of the game you played against DC. Thought you should have had multiple, deserved goals. Just how the partnership seems like it's very productive and very effective right now. How are you experiencing it?
I love playing with Dom. Me and him, our chemistry is great. Our communication is great. I couldn't ask for anybody better right now to be playing up top with me and him. We just play good together, so I think it's good.
I'd like to press you on that. Like what is it about the way he plays that compliments you so well?
He runs off of me really well. If I'm holding up the ball and I play underneath with Lucho, he's always making a run in behind. Other way around, if he's holding up the ball, I'm always coming in behind. I feel like we understand each other pretty well in that aspect. And he realizes, like, if I'm pressing to space, he's there with me. I feel like he's always there with me, and I'm not like playing by myself, and I think that goes a long way.
All right, last question. Go ahead, Laurel.
How much were you thinking about a hat trick? You had the one where he was off his line and you almost had that, and then another one where you were almost, it looked like maybe pulled down in the box.
Yeah, I definitely got pulled down, but I kept my balance up. Unfortunately, I should have played to the advantage of that. But I'm always grateful, but I'm never satisfied. So of course I was looking to get the third, but maybe next game, who knows.
All right, thanks for your time, Brandon.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Congratulations.
Thank you.